Emma Collins had sworn she was done with blind dates. After 3 awkward dinners, 1 arrogant lawyer, and a fitness influencer who spent more time flexing than talking, she had promised herself she would focus on her career and forget about romance. But when her best friend Lily insisted, begged, actually, that she give love one last chance, Emma reluctantly agreed. "He's different," Lily had said mysteriously. "He's quiet, humble, not your usual type." That should have been the first clue. Emma's usual type had always been polished men with tailored suits and luxury watches. She liked confidence, power, ambition. She liked men who looked successful. So when she walked into the small, cozy cafe downtown and saw a man sitting alone at a wooden table wearing a simple beige shirt and a slightly worn gray jacket, she assumed she had been stood up. He looked ordinary. No designer suit. No flashy watch. Just a calm expression and a plate of simple biscuits in front of him. He glanced up as she approached, his eyes warm but unreadable. "Emma," he asked gently. His voice was smooth, steady. She forced a polite smile. "Daniel." He nodded and stood up to pull out her chair. That surprised her. Most of the high-value men she dated never bothered with such small gestures. She sat down, trying not to judge him too quickly. But she couldn't help it. His shoes were clean but inexpensive. His jacket slightly faded. He didn't even have a car parked outside that looked impressive. "So, what do you do?" she asked, stirring her coffee absent-mindedly. Daniel smiled faintly. "I work in business." Vague. Very vague. She raised an eyebrow. "Business is broad." He chuckled softly. "I manage a company." That was it. No bragging. No detailed explanation. No name-dropping. Emma assumed it must be a small startup or maybe a family shop. She felt disappointment creeping in, and she hated herself for it. Why did status matter so much to her? The conversation continued, and to her surprise, Daniel was incredibly attentive. He listened when she spoke about her marketing job, her dreams of launching her own firm someday. He didn't interrupt. He didn't check his phone. He asked thoughtful questions. There was something grounding about him. Still, Emma's mind kept whispering, he's not ambitious enough. He's not successful enough. Halfway through the date, her phone buzzed. A notification popped up on social media, photos of her ex-boyfriend stepping out of a luxury sports car with his new girlfriend. Her chest tightened. Daniel noticed the change in her expression. "Everything okay?" he asked. She hesitated, then laughed bitterly. "Just realizing I have terrible taste in men." He tilted his head slightly. "Maybe you just haven't been looking in the right place." His confidence caught her off guard. Not arrogance, confidence. The quiet kind. As the evening sunlight streamed through the cafe windows, she studied him more carefully. There was something about the way he carried himself. Calm. Composed. Like someone who didn't need to prove anything. When the bill arrived, she instinctively reached for her wallet. Daniel gently placed his hand over the check. "Please," he said. "I invited you." She noticed his hands, strong, steady. Not nervous. Not hesitant. He paid without even glancing at the total. Outside the cafe, the air was cool. Emma wrapped her coat tighter around herself. "So, what kind of company do you manage?" she asked again, curiosity finally outweighing judgment. Daniel looked at her for a long moment. "One that tests people," he said quietly. She laughed. "That sounds mysterious." "It is," he replied, eyes glinting with something she couldn't quite read. A black luxury car suddenly pulled up beside them. Emma's eyes widened. The driver stepped out, dressed sharply in a suit. "Sir," the driver said respectfully, opening the back door. Emma froze. Daniel turned to her calmly. "I didn't want tonight to be about money," he said softly. "I wanted to know if you'd see me without it." Her mind raced. The car, the driver, the confidence, it all clicked. She grabbed her phone instinctively and searched his name. Daniel Wright. CEO of Wright Global Enterprises. Net worth, $180 million. Her heart pounded. The men she had quietly judged for being ordinary was one of the youngest self-made millionaires in the city. She felt heat rush to her face. Embarrassment. Shock. Regret. He studied her reaction carefully, not with anger, but with curiosity. "Does that change anything?" he asked. She swallowed hard. It would have, an hour ago. But something inside her shifted. She replayed the date in her mind. The way he listened. The way he respected her dreams. The way he treated her kindly without trying to impress her. "No," she said finally, her voice softer than before. "What changes things is that you didn't tell me." A small smile tugged at his lips. "Most people see the title before they see me." She felt a lump in her throat. She had almost been one of those people. "And what did you see in me?" she asked quietly. "Someone who's stronger than she thinks," he replied. "But maybe a little blinded by appearances." The honesty stung, but it was true. She took a deep breath. "Can I be honest?" He nodded. "When I first saw you, I thought you weren't successful." He didn't look offended. "I know." That simple response humbled her more than anger ever could. The driver cleared his throat politely, still holding the door open. Daniel looked at her. "I'd like to see you again, Emma. But only if it's because of who I am, not what I have." She looked at the luxury car, then back at the men in the simple jacket. And for the first time that evening, she saw clearly. The jacket wasn't worn, it was comfortable. The simplicity wasn't lack, it was choice. "Pick me up next time without the car," she said with a teasing smile. He laughed softly. "Deal." As the car drove away, Emma stood on the sidewalk, her heart racing, but not because of his wealth. It was because she had nearly missed something real by chasing something shiny. That night changed her definition of success. And maybe, just maybe, it changed her life. If this story touched your heart and reminded you not to judge by appearances, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more powerful, life-changing stories that inspire, surprise, and stay with you long after they end. You never know, the next story might change the way you see the world.